What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Trooper Transmission. This is CT3939, but you can call me Paul. And in this video, I'm going to break down episode 8 and Narkina 5 of Andor. Let me put my helmet away real quick. I am moving, and so I have a bunch of nothing going on behind me, and I don't have my normal CT 501st helmet because the old one is, or the whatever. I don't have it because we're moving, and this is the one that I have left out of storage. But I want to just break down, give initial thoughts on Narkina 5. I thought it was kind of a creepy episode, and you have obviously all the music, and Andor is getting thrown into prison, and there's a few things that I think made it better than just a filler episode, which I'll get into in a second. But I thought that the entire scene, you have Andy Serkis who is popping in, and he's this guy that is managing the entire, all the inmates essentially for this entire room. But there's, probably hundreds or dozens of rooms. And I thought that was a really cool scene to have him inserted into the Star Wars universe. He's been in the Star Wars universe before. I believe he was in a few of the sequel or one of the sequel movies. And he was Snoke. So Andy Serkis bringing it back into the Star Wars universe. But right off the bat, you see Cyril, and he's just sitting there unhappy in his situation, and comes out that he is filing a bunch of reports for the for Cassian Andor, and he's filing false reports saying, oh, he's not doing what he needs to from a fuel standpoint, which he's doing so that he can get the attention, and he gets the attention. And Deidre comes in and starts asking him questions, wants a little bit more. And I thought it was interesting that he didn't see Blevin's report, but he signed Blevin's report. And so I think there's a potential that Blevin could be someone that isn't all in on the Empire, and maybe potentially is a plant by the rebellion to be able to foil some of the things that's going on inside of the ISB. Just a crazy theory there. But Cyril is, trying to plead with Deidre to get let into, being able to work on this case. She shuts that down the first time. He asks again. She shuts it down a second time. I don't think it's the end of Cyril by any means, because, this guy is through and through, believes the Empire. He wants order. He has a really interesting quote where he says, you can never be too aggressive in law and order, which is pretty fascist. And I think Palpatine would like this guy. So a few of the other things that stood out to me is that you have Mon Mothma, and she's again seen with Take-Homa doing another event. And Perrin is really starting to, I won't say show his colors, but you can get the sense that he's like, okay, like you're usually distant. We've been married since we were 15, but you're getting abnormally distant. Like, why are you always meeting with Tay? Why are you, she's being forefront and saying, I've been putting on this facade that I used to drink these whatever they were, those gummy worms that sizzled in the drink, and he's not doing that anymore. So that was something that stood out to me. Just looking at my notes here, you got Andor in the prison. I thought the shower scene where they're all just standing there with their man boobs was pretty funny, and it just sprays them, and then they go and get dressed. We go back to Ferrix, and Bix is checking in on Marva. Marva is not doing too hot, but she is fighting the good fight, trying to open up doors for the rebellion. And she fell, hit her knee, and I thought it was interesting. I didn't realize this, but Bix is Marva's daughter. Marva is Bix's mother, and so we get that revealed. And one of the last things that obviously stood out, big highlight of the episode, was being able to finally see Saw Gerrera and Luthen flying over to the planet that he's at. I forget the name of the planet, but we, right away see that Saw is hiding in a cave, and Luthen is trying to unite all of these different groups who he sees as a rebellion, but Saw sees as, people who have political ideologies that are just so terrible. He's an anarchist. And Luthen calls him out. He says, it's easy to, be all about anarchy when you're living in a cave. But Saw Gerrera shuts him down initially, isn't interested in buying what he's selling. They're going to go and attack, a new planet and take it down. But I think it was Steerguard is what they were mentioning. And so I think what's ultimately going to end up happening is Luthen is going to pull in all of these individual groups to be able to say, hey, this is essentially what we got to do in order to get this rebellion full throttle. And he's going to be in charge of uniting all of these different arms under one banner. There's the saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And so Eventually, all these people are going to stop being, neo-republic or separatists or human cultists. They're just going to be people that are against the empire, because that's the biggest threat. And the more that they're able to do little attacks like Aldani and really get the empire upset, the more that empire sticks its neck out, the more they're going to be able to circumnavigate and use tactics after they've drawn out this enemy to be able to really start to, deliver blows as a rebellion. So overall, I'd give the episode a 6 out of 10. It didn't blow my mind by any means, but it was really cool seeing Saw Gerrera. Always really cool seeing inside ISB and seeing, the inner workings of what I call corporate life with the Empire. And looking forward to next episode. Hopefully Andor is not locked away in that cell for a very long time. That would be a brutal existence. And let me know your thoughts below in the comments. Also, a reminder, Tales of the Jedi just came out. I just did 6 individual reviews and recaps for those. You can check those all out individually. And I'll see you next week for Andor episode 9 breakdown and review. By then, I will have my full setup and we will be ready to go. This is my first live stream that we're doing on this channel. So appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. May the force be with you.